I've been
Well,
3 times.
I never look for leadership, responsibility. If I want to, if I can help, I always want to help. So when I heard 2018, we were looking to put a delegation together in the Mosque here, we had this charge to the Hajj. And we wish y'all luck, right? And that's what I said, but that's not the first thing that came to my mind. First thing that came to my mind, I said, let's do it. If this is what the believers want, this is what we got to do. So I had to step up to the plate, and I told myself that it's shaitan that cause you to hesitate. So when it comes to our community, I always say yes and yeah. So before I even knew what I said, I told my wife, I said, yeah, that's an excellent idea. Let's do it. And that's just me. And that's how I roll, because you never need a failure like a try. I had somebody tell me, if you don't try it, you never know what you're capable of doing. So I'm the one, if it's something good, and especially if it's coming from somebody that I know is a good person, and I know Allah has blessed them, then I'm not going to say no. And my father had that same spirit.
Yes, sir.
Often, if you ask him too many times, what to do here, he would agree because we used to turn to him often for advice. And a lot of times he would agree, but I discovered something about him, is that he loved you. But he never wanted to be the one to manage your affairs. That's right. So I said, I gotta stop going in and asking stuff. Think about it first. And it freed me to make my own mistakes and to manage my own affairs and then bring it to him after we do it and present. And after I do it, I present it to him. And he said, man, one time, probably one of the proudest moments in my life, he stepped in, he was visiting my place of business at one time. I work every day doing things with publication. And he said, man, I wish I loved you. And I'm thinking I'm in trouble because I did stuff that I heard him years ago, don't do this. But we have to use common sense. For the time and place, there's sometimes, and Allah will guide you to the proper time to do what's needed. And you have to have faith. If you don't have faith, life is going to be difficult. It's going to be a real hard road. So this is something Hajj is the fulfiller of our belief. So this is something that we carry on us as a burden. This is not, when I say burden, it's a true burden because responsibility is a burden. But it's such a great joy and a pleasure and such a relief and a mercy from Allah once you achieve it. So it can be one of the greatest things that happen in your life. Probably the second greatest thing after marriage, having a family and all of that is, to complete that fifth pillar of your religion and feel complete as a believer, So this is really something that we should take serious and really honor because every Haji that I know, they just glow with a light, Every Hajj that I know, they have, especially from our community, because we're the real leaders. We're the real Muslims, you know what I mean? Yeah, sincere, a lot of angels are with us, blessing us, protecting us, and we're free. We're not, there's some imposters amongst us. Long story short, I'm raising bees at my house, and I'm learning a lot from these bees, how they work hard together. They don't bump into each other. I'm thinking about what human beings is like this on earth. And you see it on television. They portray the Chinese or the Asians, they all working together in tight places, but they poor. But nobody is as good at community life as the bee is. The bee, they say one of the cleanest environment in nature is the inside of a beehive. And it's crowded with tens of thousands, some of them millions, depending on how big the colony is. Of bees, and ain't no germs in there. Ain't nobody fighting. Ain't nobody getting in each other's way. They communicate. So that's an amazing feat and a sight to see. And a human being can only achieve that type of lifestyle is if you don't have no disorder or no confusion. And the only way you can have that type of peace and order in your life is to have faith. You have to have an authority over it. So the greater your faith, the less self-interest you have, the more community interest you have, the greater your ability will be to express your faith and to benefit from it. Because I'm looking at a senior crowd, everybody in here probably, well not everybody, most people in this room probably old enough to be my aunt, uncle, or maybe my mom, my dad. so y'all know that Allah increases your faith and blesses you in ways that you never imagined because of your selflessness and the charity you give. Like when you do stuff selfishly, you get it and you get a little pain, and it's because Allah warns you that not to be selfish. And so the things that you do selfishly are usually hard. Then once you get it, you often regret it. You know, like me, it's pizza, cake, and candy, anything sweet. You know, and then after I get all I want, I'm feeling, you know, guilty and, you know, I just disappointed with myself. But what you do in charity, Allah He multiplies the reward. And those of us that help people that serve our families and cherish the home first, know that the sacrifices, the mothers, I'm looking at mothers, y'all know that because you love your children, Allah is giving you peace and happiness in your life, and anything you need, you don't worry about nothing, unless you got a man, then you stay with him. But that's the truth. I envy the peace and the happiness that I see in mothers. And when they went to church, I said, well, you know, a long time ago, you know, I used to feel bad, but now I express myself. That's another thing. I tell the kids, I'm like, man, what am I, chopped liver? You know, y'all love mommy like I ain't even here. You know, but that's good. It's supposed to be that. But this is the true blessing that Allah has in store for us, is to come together as a human family and to love each other, trust each other, and to serve selflessly. And when we do that, we make progress like we never imagined. And you ask any mom, she'll let you know. Because she served the family, right? Ain't no self there. Or she got a life. Yeah. You know, basically, if she's neglected to take care of the babies and put them first. Alhamdulillah. This is something that I wanted to do with my family. I made Umrah twice. But I was hoping that I still had small babies, that my babies would be old enough to leave them. Maybe, inshallah, one of my children will get married, and I can trust them with the young ones. But if we have to leave one of us behind, inshallah, I'll go and leave my wife behind for children. Yeah, we congratulate those that have an interest in making the Hajj. And the Mosque is here to serve and to work with those that have the experience and that have the experience to tourists. We want to be like a platform for the Hajj committee to reach and to serve the greater community. And I was called up here. I missed the early part. I know this brother, he's been to Hajj, but he went to the first Hajj where, and I know the price is good when you get a big number. When the first Hajj was like $500.
Yeah, it was like 300 something.
And y'all, they may have been sponsored, so I don't know how it goes now. Yes, ma'am.
Assalamu alaikum. So I understand that Mosque Cares is planning to initiate, to take a group, a large group in 2018. So will there be something on the Mosque Cares site where people can go and register their interest in going in 2018?
As a matter of fact, it's the Mosque has intention to build, we may be working on it now, but if not, we're going to build a full 2018 Mosque Hajj website. And this website, God willing, will give you exclusive access to all of the information that you need and updates to the progress of the committee and ability to make contact with Hajj professionals in the community. Inshallah. And this technology, it's just, it's amazing. It blows me away. Long story short, this may be 60 people, maybe not even maybe 30 people that we're doing right now. But when I talked to my wife on the way over here, the expense for this convention center, which is beautiful, it's accommodating. I remember we would be hopping from place to place, sometimes in tall towers. We spent half the convention standing at the bottom of an elevator shaft trying to get to the next event room. And a lot of people were all out in the neighborhood. It was beautiful to see. So it was almost like a family union or big, like a Hajj, you know, because there would be so many of us. But today, the technology that we have, although we're scattered and it appears that our numbers have dwindled, but the level of success that the mosque has experienced has only increased. And you say, well, how is that? And because the poor people that support the mosque, now we're not reaching the public. When you get the crowds in and the public, sometimes that's the advantage of having a big public meeting. It's because then you can get people to donate and then get large sums of money in. So we're not seeing that type of growth. But what the mosque is seeing is consistency. The believers, you are a community. And we are a true community in the sense of community. Like, we love all the same things. We're all believers and we have come into the community really in the same way. Those that didn't make the transitions from the Honorable Elijah Muhammad days and Honorable Elijah Muhammad, the Nation of Islam, were probably born under the leadership of Imam W. And much of our community that came in under Imam W. Muhammad, they're younger than I am. And our numbers, I forget where I was going with that. I had so many things that I'm trying to get out. The numbers in our community is, everything. School, business, religious education. And because we have the same taste, we have a market. This is one of our most valuable resources. When you have a market of people and you're part of a community, I have a quick way to kind of bring this picture forward. Kosher. You ever go on the internet and Google kosher products and look at, they have a reputation for being the highest quality and the best. That's because they have rules and regulations that they have to abide by for quality and excellence. And it's because these are God-fearing people that want to obey God and please God, right? So you look at the kosher market and you say, who's going to pay the price? Like, they're way priced out of there. I get the same, what look like the same poundage, the same quality, but if you're not of the Jewish faith, then it might not have that value. So you're going to take the equivalent thing that's not kosher and you get that. And halal, I shop halal often, and halal is pretty competitive. The price is pretty competitive. But I don't know if you could get, if the quality is the same as the kosher and some halal market. But the point is that they have a market and they view themselves as a market. So they don't care what getting cheaper somewhere else because they want the kosher. We should be the same way. That we should want that's from our community. We should be buying from Muslims from our experience.
Yes, sir.
And that's why we came up with the label. I was wearing a t-shirt. I was about to pull my jacket out like Superman and say your products.
Yes.
Because your products is a brand that speaks to our needs without going to which now there's a very positive which is different from what we're doing. It's more almost like I can't think of it like Amazon.com or something, buyblack.com. But that's similar, that's an avenue of it. But what I like is we like to promote on buyblack.com your product. Because your product, I think it's ahead of its time. It's really on time. Because it speaks to a need without speaking to the racial divide. Because I heard Muhammad say, my father said that Satan put that black and white thing out there. And he knew that if you were labeled people as white and labeled people as black, that if there were no black people, ultimately there would become black people. There would be a people that look at themselves as being inferior, as being less than, or being, dark or negative in every way, shape, or form. And so this was something, a scheme of Satan that was put in place many years ago, that, there's no black and no white people. But we are a people. And we are a people because of the leadership that we accept. Just like the beehive. The bee got a queen. And they have all this order. And when the bee see the hive getting too big, she actually does something where she creates another queen, and she'll take thousands of bees out of the hive with her so that new queen can build her new hive. And she'll go out and attach herself to a branch. And you ever see swarms on TV where it's just thousands of bees hanging from a tree?